diving into the power of working with seasons in your business, specifically working with the winter season and the solstice, which happens on Thursday, December 21st. I am Sherry Moyse, your intuitive business mentor, intuitive astrologer, and guide for all things marketing and planning that the cosmos can assist you with. And working with seasons is one of the most powerful ways that you can help to navigate your business. There is this beautiful ebb and flow with astrology that occurs and guides us and guided our ancestors for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It wasn't until about 400 years ago that the Industrial Revolution came along and that focus shifted. We were more concerned with working a 40-hour week and productivity than we were with staying in tune with the seasons. Now, that's not true for everyone. And what I love about astrology is it can bring us back to that ebb and flow that is the seasons. And I thought no better time than the solstice to bring this conversation back around to light and share with you how you can utilize this energy and why winter in particular, for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, is a really important and powerful season for you and your business, one not to be ignored and missed. Now, I know there's a lot of folks, myself included, feeling the slowdown, taking time off. So no rush, no worries. If you can tune in for solstice energy, great. If not, winter is going to be here for a minute and plenty of time to tune in. So you can come back to this video whenever you have a chance and, and drop in your way, in your timing. All right, well, let's dive in and talk about the solstice and what does that even mean? It is a Latin word, sol, for sun, and sistere, to stand still. It's the point where the sun appears to reach either its highest or lowest point in the sky for the year. Thus, ancient astronomers came to know the day as one where the sun appeared to stand still. And so these two solstice points are threshold moments. Winter one happens to happen close to, but the Gregorian calendar New Year, but there's really no connection between the two. But solstice in itself, that standstill, invites us to take a pause. And the winter solstice marks kind of an awakening from slumber. It's a time to reflect, take stock, get to know ourselves better. We have a lot of information from our journey so far through the astrological year. Whereas the summer solstice, and if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, this is where you are currently, you're under the full strength of the sun, and that symbolizes light and the culmination of part of a journey. And within both, there is an immense amount of data, information to support us on our journey. But let's tune into the winter solstice currently. This is that opportunity to move a little more slowly, embrace the unknown, and honor the flow of your own inner wisdom and guidance. It also marks the beginning of Capricorn season. So there's a lot of messaging around Capricorn, and I'll be talking more about this next week. There's a beauty to Capricorn following Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we broadened our vision. We've tuned into limitless possibilities, unlimited possibilities. And now Capricorn comes along and says, okay, how are we putting form and structure to that? How are we going to take your big visions and dreams and make them real in the world? But as this is also a beautiful time to celebrate your wins and really reap the benefits. So I thought I would share my screen if we can make this work easily today and look at this flow of the cycles. And let's see if I can get it side by side here. Oh, doesn't want to do that. Oh, here we go. Show on stream. There we go. Now it's working. All right. So let's look at this beautiful flow of the seasons. Ignore the dates on here. This is an old slide I haven't updated, but you can see how we flow now. For those of you tuned into the astrological year, we begin in the spring. And so the spring equinox, we have the equinoxes and equal day and night. And then we have the solstices, longest day and shortest day. So there are really these beautiful transition points that we flow through. And it is a really important journey, especially in business, to honor that we have these seasons within a given astrological year, but you can also find what season you are in your business. As we grow, we start in spring, we have this idea, and then we build upon that, etc. I'm going to do another video about that later, about business seasons, but let's stay tuned into just the seasons in general and specifically winter today. So, but again, we have this springtime growth, right? We growing an idea, we're initiating something. The thaw of winter has occurred and we're ready to move forward. And so we take some action. And then in summer, as the days are longer, the sun is stronger, we are building, perfecting, stabilizing, taking more action. Here's where we're going to find the challenges and struggles are going to come to light. There's more light to see things. And then fall is where we've got that objectivity. We're aware of the past, we're taking action, we're reaping what we've sowed. We are literally taking what we planted and now it's come to fruition and we know what we want to harvest and move forward with. And then we come to where we are now, the winter solstice. And now is this time to go within. We have all this data. We know things that have gone well, things that didn't flow maybe the way we wanted them to. And the invitation here is to, as I always say, get curious. First of all, we always want to celebrate our wins. We want to acknowledge the work we've put in. We want to honor the big and small pieces of the puzzle we've put together, the progress we've made. It's really, really important. Your beautiful brain needs those dopamine hits. And so I always encourage my clients and my friends and family to start with the positive. What has gone well? So what do you want to take with you into this next cycle? What do you want to get curious around, rework, reform, recreate? And that means in winter where there's an opportunity to let go. People talk about, what do you want to take with you, what you want to leave behind. This is a very winter cycle season energy. Not everything is meant to come with us. And that can be challenging sometimes for us. It's like, but I put so much energy into that. But this is where we get to be curious. We really get to be tuned in and guided to what is meant to go forward into this new cycle. And it requires an inward look, really listening to your own inner wisdom. We often, in spring and summer, we can be looking out in the world and getting a lot of information. Now, the big question is, how do you want to feel and be and experience your life and your business? What has worked? What has felt good? What hasn't? Where have there been those push and pulls? What might need to let go? You might need to let go of, and what do you want to lean into? And so those are the two real questions that I love to pose at this time of year, is first starting with those celebrations. What are you celebrating? What feels good? What has occurred? Again, big or small. And then what do you want to move forward with? What are you leaning into? And really tuning in to, how does it make you feel? How do you want to experience this next cycle? And again, I think we get into trouble when we want to look too far ahead and plan for a whole, where do I want to be in 12 months? Let's talk about where you want to be in 12 weeks. Let's talk about where you want to be in 12 days. Let's let ourselves get caught up. Now, we do It is a powerful to pull out and stretch things out. This is not, let me be really clear here. This is not about like how much can we create a new to-do list. This is how we want to be list. How do we want to feel list? How do we want to experience things? That's the inquiry right now that will then guide your doing in the future. I see, and I saw it when I was working with my clients in the planning cohort. Want to cram everything into first quarter, or in my case, astrologically, it's fourth quarter. But the problem with that is it's winter. We're slower and we are going to burn ourselves out. So again, as you tune in, check in with yourself, uncover where you've been, where you want to go, I invite you to just sit with it and just acknowledge it. And maybe allow that list of wins and things you're patting yourself on the back for to sit on your desk and keep adding to it for the next couple of weeks. And then what do you want to move forward with? What's feeling good? All those pieces. Allow this to be an inquiry. We're also, Mercury's in retrograde right now. So for those of you, this is also a very inward time, a reflective time. In Capricorn, it's looking at what's working, what isn't. As it dips back into Sagittarius this weekend, we're going to be coming at it from a different point of view. And so it's really, really an opportunity to take that pause. The invitation of the solstice is to tune in, to pause, to be reflective, and to honor that, and to know that you don't need to do anything with it at the moment. In fact, likely if you don't have Mercury natally retrograde in your chart, there will be the plans we look at and think about now will likely need some revision and review again in January. Vice versa, if those of you that have Mercury natally retrograde, you are in that power period we talk about. And so you're going to be pretty clear right now about what's moving forward. So I invite you to embrace the season. Go slow. My husband and I were reflecting how slow we're moving in the mornings. It has been, as the day is shorter, allow that piece, allow yourself to move slow, honor and embrace it. There's a purpose for it. There is a purpose to remind you to stay connected to you. That's how you move things out into your business in a way that's going to feel good because you've taken the time to connect with you. All right, so I am wishing you a beautiful solstice and all the other holidays that you may or may celebrate, and a season. I'll be back again next week. We'll talk about Capricorn for those of you that are tuned in, and how we can work with that energy coming off of the solstice. So there's a lot of beautiful opportunities. And my goal is to ensure that you are there doing your work in the world. And the best way I know to do that is to follow these beautiful ebbs and flows of cycles. And that way you are not on the burnout bus. We're going to keep you off that, especially in this next cycle. So I'm here for it. I hope you are. Tell me what you're celebrating. Leave a comment in the chat so that I can celebrate you as well. And I made an invitation last week as well. If you're curious, like what is going on in my business? Where should I focus? I'm not really clear. There's confusion, or you just want a bit of some guidance from the stars, from the cosmos. I have opened up some one-to-one sessions for that, which I only do very infrequently outside of my regular client base and membership. So I'll drop that link again below. If you're interested, would love to hop on a chat with you and explore what the cosmos has to say about the next phase of your journey. All right, my friends, have a beautiful rest of your day. And remember, those stars in the sky have a lot of beautiful guidance for you, especially when paired with the inner wisdom in you.